All right, well, we are here for Winter Day for the Baja, for Pete. We met on the winter call where you were, I think, at one of your kids' games.
Absolutely.
And we caught you watching your kids' game. So
Absolutely.
can you tell me what that experience was like, just sitting there, getting that call for the first time?
Well, first of all, I just have to go back and say that, 20 some odd years ago, I had been entering the HGTV Dream House, right?
Oh,
and so
nice.
at the time, this was pre-kids, I swore I was going to win, right? And so my wife was joking around and saying she was going to hire some people with balloons and a thing to, a check to come and prank me. So, that's kind of been in our system, since then. But, so whenever I told her about getting this call, I'm sitting there and there's the game going on, and I just, I didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
I recognized your face as soon as it came on, and then it hit me. So I was in complete shock, and I'm surrounded by about 15 other dads and moms, and so I'm trying not to be too loud, but very surprised.
That was awesome. Yeah, no, those winter calls are always fun because you don't know like what the situation's going to be. Is somebody going to be at home? I think we caught somebody at the grocery market once. You never know what it's going to be like, but. Well, cool. So, so since then, we've taken care of a lot of the stuff for you already. So we've already gotten the wire transfer done for the cash portion of the prize. Already sent you the paper title.
Yep.
So the purpose of today is to head over to Rossmonster and let you see the beast for the first time.
Let's do it. Exciting.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Well, let's get after it. So Rossmonster is in the middle of moving to a new warehouse.
Okay.
They are getting a big, fancy new plant because, as you'll see, it's an awesome product. But that means they've grown a lot.
Absolutely.
And they've outgrown their current space.
Okay.
So we're gonna play a fun game when you get there called Which Baja is Yours?
Okay. They all look the same?
There is a row of adventure trucks and Baja trucks out
Okay.
in front. We just drove by it a little bit ago, and there's a whole row of them out there.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
They're really pumping them out, huh?
All right.
I'm assuming it's this one, the second one, or? No, that's too matte finish.
Close.
This one.
That's the one.
That's it. Wow.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
There she
That
is.
thing is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Well, Pickles is excited to see the Baja. I don't think he's actually ever seen the Baja before. Have you seen the Baja yet, buddy? Have you seen the Baja? I don't think you've seen the Baja. You've never gotten to go to the Baja yet. Let's go check it out, buddy. All right, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Watch out for the massive
Chasm. Yeah.
divot here.
Wow. This is pre-tire upgrade, maybe? Like, with the big, the massive things, or is that?
So that's how they come from the factory,
Right,
and
right.
then they get
decked out,
upgraded even
right?
more.
This is crazy.
So yeah, these are all. So this I think is the Baja Plus. This is
Okay.
like the kind of it's a 5500 chassis.
Yeah.
And there's yours.
Woo! Oh my gosh. This is just amazing, man.
So you're a truck guy. What kind of trucks do you like?
I like, Chevy Silverados,
Yep.
but Ford, is awesome as well. I mean, when I saw it was a 350, I was like, holy smokes, man, I grew up, my dad had a truck for a while there too, but yeah, I mean, this is just beautiful. So, unbelievable.
Yeah, it's super well done, super unique. Really nothing out there like it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
Well, check it out.
Go ahead
It's
and
yours.
Check it out. Oh my gosh. This would be a great workstation.
There you go.
Wow. I mean, the thing that I just can't get over as well is the quality.
Yep.
I mean, growing up, we had pop-up tent campers all the way up to various levels, and I mean, this whole thing is top-notch everything, and
Yep.
they've just done such an amazing job. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's luxury everywhere you look.
Yeah.
Quality craftsman stuff everywhere you look.
Solid wood. I mean, it's just like some homes
Soft
don't even
clothes.
have that.
Oh yeah, no, this is. I mean, we joked about it in a few of our videos. Like it's a luxury apartment on wheels.
Yeah.
But it's a luxury apartment.
Yeah.
Like.
I love that. A little topography as well. That's a cool detail. I mean.
Yeah, they do all their own like CNC stuff here in house. So everything you see is made here. Like they don't farm out anything. So.
Oh wow. That's a pretty huge refrigerator for the camper as well. Wow.
Sink, microwave.
Yeah.
Cooktop, tons of solar. Got your shower.
Oh yeah. Wow. And this top comes down when traveling, right?
Yeah, so see it?
Yeah. How you doing, man?
This is Pete.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, you guys make amazing products.
Yeah, you get a free one.
I know.
That's pretty amazing.
Unreal. Jeez, I mean, it's very surreal, and it's just been a blessing. I don't know if it's really hit home quite yet, so just seeing it in person kind of stokes up those shock feelings again, right? So wow.
Have you seen the truck in person before?
I've never seen one of these in my life, you know what I mean? And I was telling him, I was like, I wanted a truck, you know, like a 1500 150, and a F350 is huge, you know what I mean? Like, just powerful, you know what I mean? And you guys have just done an amazing job. I mean, it's just, like I was saying inside of them, I mean, the quality of craftsmanship is unrivaled, man, you know what I mean?
Proud of it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you appreciate it. We're very proud of a lot of talented people
Yeah.
put this all together.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so this is pretty exciting. I got to start getting ready.
Yeah.
See if I can get a few tickets.
Yeah, man.
Awesome. Well, you get a chance to get, you can kind of push some buttons. And
Yeah, we're going to kind of show me how to drop the ceiling and do some other things. I'd love to sit in the front seat too and see the whole cockpit, you know what I mean? So
Sure. This upper portion of the door here, that's a pretty cool feature. So when we even have the top down, we can still get in here, access our fridge, grab a beer, socket, whatever we need to do, use the restroom if we need to. We've got these little buttons right here.
Okay.
So we're just going to push this little bit down, and we want to make sure all our windows are closed. Which they are indeed.
Yeah.
We're just going to hold down this button.
you got to take it out around a little bit for the promotions, or?
We've never stayed in it.
Okay.
We don't stay in any of the vehicles.
Yeah.
So the only one that we've ever stayed in was the very first one. So when we were starting as a nonprofit, before anybody knew who we were, we had no donors, no supporters, no followers, no nothing, and we were trying to figure out how we were going to start this mission. So I was the sponsor of the first adventure van. So when we got Luke's diagnosis, we decided, we're going to travel, we're going to show him the world, we're going to give him experiences, and we decided we're going to get in one of these, Sprinter vans and start driving around and traveling and showing him the world. We were banging our heads against the wall, like new nonprofit trying to raise a bunch of money and the whole 9 yards, and it's like no one's heard of us, no one's heard of his disease, no one's anything.
Yeah.
And so we're like, we've got to try something different. We gotta go big, make a splash. And so I donated the entire venture van to the nonprofit to get it going. So early on, I haven't talked about it a lot since because we're kind of up and running now. But yeah, I was like, I'm all in. Like my skin is in the game. Like I am all in on this.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I donated the van. That was our first fundraiser. And so we had traveled in that one and stayed in that one, but then once we were up and running, all these rigs, we leave them fresh and new for the winners to be, they're really the ones that are getting to experience it the first time. We drive them around to shows and we go shoot content with them and stuff, but we don't live in them, stay in them, use them for personal use really. So it's really, it's a fresh rig for the winners. That's how these are all designed to be.
Obviously, there's a community now, right?
Yeah,
so
we got donors and supporters and followers, and we've grown. And yeah, I could never have imagined where it would go from to where it is now, and in that kind of short amount of time. But yeah, it's been just one of those things where we're just it's all in every day.
Yeah.
And I take no money from the nonprofit. I haven't taken a paycheck, nothing, and still have my full-time job. So this is a full-time job on top of my full-time job. But that's because we really want to make sure that we make this thing happen. So I'm running it as such for trying to make that happen. So it's been it's been a wild couple of years.
Well, God
it's one of those
bless you,
things
man.
that just flies right by.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just really admire your perseverance, and as a fellow father myself, obviously, I know I would do anything as well, and so I just continue to pray that something positive happens, and that there is a cure for this. So
well, so you mentioned on the winter call, and we haven't talked about it since, you said you have a family member that's affected by vision loss in some way. So my older brother, it's some type of retinal disease. I think that it's like an autoimmune disease that attacks the retina. So he's going through his own journey right now, and it's been difficult for him. His family has had to adjust as well. I'll continue to donate just because I feel passionate about the cause as well,
it's just, it's especially at it. My brother, I was talking to him about this, and he said, at least I've had a good 50 some odd years with good eyesight, you know what I mean? And so to have a child go through this at such an early age is definitely more difficult to handle, you know. So
you know, obviously everybody's struggles are different, and I never try to compare struggles. You know, him losing his vision at 50 versus my son losing it at 10, 11, 12. It's hard no matter who you are and what phase of life it is, and everybody's struggles. You can't compare them, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely heartbreaking as a parent. Certainly, you know, having a kid going through something and you feel powerless, because like that's our job as men, is to like protect our family, take care of them, and lead them, and then to feel, you know, powerless and like you can't help them and you can't give them what they need or any of those things, and it's the worst feeling in the world. But that's where we decided that, you know, even if we can't get a cure, we can't get there, like we're gonna try. We're gonna take control of the situation in that way, where we are doing something, and whether this, you know, helps Luke or not, that's not necessarily the mission. Like, I mean, there's going to be other parents who are sitting in my position who I hope someday they are sitting in that situation. They get this diagnosis, and then the doctor comes in and goes, "Yeah, well, we got a treatment. We got a cure. Nothing to worry about." And they will have a different experience than I will. Hopefully, you know, I get goosebumps thinking about it. You know, it's like, hopefully they'll have a different experience than I did when I was sitting in that room, and they go, "There's nothing you can do. There's no treatment, there's no therapy. You're gonna watch him lose his vision until he's fully blind." And I was just like, "What? That's not.
My heart
I'm not
sinks
okay with that."
even thinking about that. So what is the progress as far as in the sense of like research and whatnot?
There was a FDA-approved gene therapy for a similar cause of blindness that was FDA-approved and went through all the trials and everything. It's probably 6 or 7 years ago now. But it's the only one that's ever been through that process. And because it's a gene therapy, every single gene that causes one of these causes of blindness has to have its own unique treatment for it, even though they've kind of done it once. So what they're doing in my son's case is they've taken that same technology, which is a good way to think about it, it's like a delivery device. So it's like it delivers this gene therapy into the eye so that the eye can then have the missing gene replaced. But the delivery device, you can swap out the missing gene, but you still then have to retest it. So like, it's not like they can just, everybody who's got a genetic eye disease, they can just swap out all the genes and start injecting everybody who has this, any genetic disorder, they can't do that. So it's every single one of them requires its own clinical trial, its own treatment, its own fundraising. So they've taken that same technology, they've swapped out the missing gene that my son has, they've tested it in animals, and that all showed promising results. But the hurdle is now going from animals to humans. Hurdles being, there's just generally speaking not enough fundraising for any of these things. There's just not enough money to go around. There's just tons of problems and not enough money to go around. And there are not enough people that have this condition. It's a rare disease. So we tried to fill the fundraising gap. That's the part where I'm like, okay, well, I'm not a scientist of any magnitude to be able to come up with my own therapy, but maybe I can fundraise for the people who do know how to do this stuff. So that's where we stepped in. We've supported, we got $3 million put towards it last year, and that was a big milestone to keep things moving. And hopefully they can make good forward progress this year on turning that into not just an animal trial, into a human trial. So that's where we're at. But it's a lot of stuff.
That definitely be following that journey. You know, and thankfully, you know, for the sponsors too, you know, and the commitment they've made. So
we got so many awesome brands that have stepped up in the last couple of years to do what they can and help how they can to make these fundraisers possible. And it's cool because, you know, it is a way for us to kind of give back in the process too. You know, like you know, people get to win life-changing prizes, and they get to, you know, we kind of always talk about, you know, that, you know, we know how important it is to see the world, travel, make those memories, have those experiences. And that's kind of what all these similar things that we're giving away are, which are, you know, trucks and trailers and cool things to travel in, and, you know, just
get back to outdoors, you know.
Get back to doing all the things. So that's really us, our mission. And, you know, it's, like you said, these sponsors are all awesome, you know. I mean, and, you know, I'm pretty avid, you know, in the outdoor world and all this kind of stuff. It's kind of sort of surreal to think when you start like hearing the names of these sponsors that want to like be a part of it, like Casey Highlights and, you know, Method Wheels and all these guys, like, you know, like these are like name brand companies who you've, you know, had on your own trucks. And you've seen growing up. I mean, like Casey Highlights, you know, every off-road vehicle growing up had Casey's on it, right?
Exactly.
I talk to them regularly, and they're on all of our fundraiser bills. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And they're local company in Phoenix, so or in Arizona, they're in Flagstaff or in Phoenix, but so it's just awesome that see these companies step up. They want to be a part of it and help out and make their impact. So we couldn't be here without all these awesome companies.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We have toured the Baja. You've gotten to see the rig for the first time, gotten to check it all out, got a little orientation of everything it can do. The only thing left to do to make it officially yours is give you the keys to this amazing Rossmonster Baja. So congratulations.
Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you so much.